screen, and look at the move. He's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front from 5th all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter Walsh. Ladies and gents, well, that was one dramatic Australian Grand Prix. Holy jeez. Guys, did you see it? Spoiler alert now if you haven't seen it. Because, wow, we have a lot to get through here today, guys, on the podcast. Where do I begin? Okay, the biggest hot topic I thought until the actual race, but the hot topic today. Vowles at Williams gives Alex Albon Logan Sargent's car. Now, where do we start with this one? Oh, well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been quite a while since my blood boiled hearing something about Formula 1 or motor racing. It's been quite a while. I can get a bit annoyed about this and that every now and then or whatever, but my blood was fucking over the red when I heard that Vowles gave Albon your man's car. Ladies and gents, let's look from all sorts of angles. Number one, let's clear this up right here, right now. That should have never fucking happened. And the only way it should have happened is if it was the last round of the year. Alex Albon was up for the championship. In other words, he had to compete, otherwise he could lose the championship. If you had a situation that was going on, well then okay. In fact, you'd almost be wondering, hey, I wonder will Logan actually offer? It would be nice if he actually just offered it instead of just taking the car off, wouldn't it? In that type of scenario, you'd be looking at Logan Sargent going, okay, what do you think, Logan? Or, kind of looking at him without saying something. That would be going on there. My blood is fucking boiling, man. It's still, even when I talk about it. Jesus. Okay, let's look at it from Vowles' point of view, right? Guys, if you've seen him, he had an interview with Ted from Sky Sports. This was the most watery, pathetic interview I've seen in a very, very long time. I gotta hand it to Ted. Is it Ted Kaczynski or not Ted Kaczynski? Something like that. Ted from Notebook anyway, on Sky Sports. But he got stuck in with them. He's like, why? Because Vowles was literally on camera. You could literally see him going completely off point. He wasn't making any sense in the fucking world. And just talking total shit. Complete and utter shit talk. And he says, oh, well, it was for a point. Ladies and gents, there's a couple of things here now. First of all, sunshine. Stop focusing on getting 1 point. Focus on winning fucking races. And focus on winning the championship. You are Williams. You are one of the greatest teams of all time. You have won multiple championships. Stop fucking around upsetting people in the actual team for a fucking point. Because, guys, there's a big risk here, okay? And I can tell you this for a fact now. There's gonna be one hell of an atmosphere in Williams for the rest of the fucking year. It's gonna be ridiculous, okay? And I could even see Sargent and you're going, yeah, well, I'll see you in Japan, will I? Sure, will. Or will I just sit it out? Will I give the keys to Alex, will I? Like, they'll be throwing some jabs, throwing shapes. There is zero fucking excuse for taking his fucking car. For 1 fucking point. Is that right, Vowles? I mean, ladies and gents, if you heard me the last couple of weeks, I've been singing this guy's praise. I loved this guy, Vowles. I was like, yeah, this guy, he's on the ball, man. He's going to get the job done for Williams. What an asshole. He's just put a sandwich between everybody in the team now, guys. It's going to be so fucking awkward. This is not going to be forgotten about in a week. I'm telling you now. Because the next round that they could go to, it could happen again. And then what happens? All the way through the year, guess what? If Alex crashes today, he's taking the keys to my car. That's exactly what Logan Sargent's going to be thinking. And it's such a fuck you, Sargent. You are nothing to us. That is exactly what he's saying here. Now, I'm sure now Vowles isn't actually saying those words, alright? But I can tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, if you watch him on that interview on TV, he's so awkward. Because he fucking knows. He knows what the... And he still did it. Like, I can't get over it. I really can't. Jesus Christ. And, you know, let's have a look there, guys. Where did Albon finish? Albon finished 11th. So Albon didn't even get 1 point. So basically, Vowles has caused huge tension now for nothing. For absolutely nothing. He didn't score a point. And all that tension, all that, even if it was for the championship, people wouldn't be, like, the team owner would still be feeling bad today. Let's say it was Albon up for the championship, and Albon actually went on and won the championship in Logan's car. Let's just say that scenario. Even this morning, you know, waking up from your hangover because you were partying, celebrating last night, you'd still be feeling bad for Sargent, and you'd still be going, listen, you know, buddy, you know, I want to say sorry. And, you know, Logan probably be like, oh, listen, dude, it's okay. You've said sorry about 50 times. I get it. You know, it was a weird situation. I totally get it. Look, I had no chance to win the championship. Of course, I'm helping the team out. You know, but look, thanks for saying sorry, but there's no need to. Seriously, dude. Like, you know, Logan would also be telling him, it's all right, dude, relax, chill out, all right? But that's not the case, ladies and gents. Now, let's look at it from Alex Albon's side. Well, of course, I can't speak for every driver out there, but Jesus Christ, Alex Albon. Like, Alex Albon definitely didn't ask for his car. Hey, James, any chance I could take his car, huh? No, this came from James Vowles. 100%. It was all his idea. Because a racing driver would never even think about the other guy's going to be taking my car and I'm going to take his car. It just doesn't come into this fucking... It just doesn't come into the fucking topic, right? It doesn't come into your whole life. And now it's come in, though. So Alex Albon, he didn't look to be feeling guilty. Not at all. Not at all. There's not much to say about Alex Albon on that one. There's not much to say. I mean, yeah, he finishes 11th. He doesn't feel guilt. Guy doesn't give a fuck. Now, there's no two ways about it. He knows, right, that Sargent's probably going to ignore that fucker for the rest of the year. Now, Alex Albon also knows this. Albon knows that if the time comes where he needs Sargent out throughout the year, he ain't fucking helping Albon. That is for a fact. Absolute fact. He's not going to help him. Even though he mightn't even be blaming Albon. It could have come from, like, I mean, for all we know, guys, in the team, Albon could have felt really bad and like, oh no, Jesus Christ, man, look, I can't take his car. Vowles, I can't do that. No, seriously, Alex, take the car. Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? He's going to fucking hate me. No, I don't care. We need to get a point this weekend. Go for it. He could have been like that. You never know. It doesn't look like it, though, I have to say. It really doesn't look like it. Because Alex would have put up more of a fight. Alex would have known there's going to be a major backlash. And for poor old Sargent, like, Alex Albon is their best chance of getting a point. Ladies and gents, we're not talking about Ayrton Senna here, Michael Schumacher, Fangio. We're not talking about any of the big boys, Jackie Stewart, none of them. Alex Albon is nowhere near that pedigree, number one. Number two, even Senna would have a hard time these days trying to get more out of the car than you could because it's so technical now these days. In other words, back in Senna's day and before that, there was a lot less technology. So therefore, it was more down to the driver then. So that's when the likes of Senna has excelled, right? Senna would always still find a way to excel, believe you me, but it would just be harder now. So my point is this, like those people who think Lewis Hamilton's the greatest of all time or he's amazing, well, if he's that amazing, why hasn't he won a race this year already? Why isn't he up there challenging for pole position? Like and I'm not having a go off people, I'm just speaking from what people say. If he's that fucking good, surely be to God he can override the car and dominate and win, right? If he's that good, right? And you know what? I haven't been a Hamilton fan, never have, never will be. I do like his old school approach to things, but guys, Lewis Hamilton, I'm going to have to stand up for him on that one. There's only so much he can do. Now, my point here is that Alex Albon and Logan Sargent have plenty of miles under their belt. Now, look at Ferrari 2 weeks ago. Behrman jumps into the fucking car and finishes 7th. Gets a points position, 7th position. It was okay. He brought some food to the table, you could say. And job done. Now, are you telling me that Logan Sargent is so much slower than Alex Albon that they had to decide to give Albon the car? Bullshit. In other words, Sargent's been around enough. He knows that there's only so much you can do. So if Albon can do a certain lap time, you can bet your fucking bottom dollar Logan Sargent can do the exact fucking same, if not even quicker. There's not much time between all these drivers, guys. There's not. It's just the consistency, or can you pull it out of your ass and be more consistent whenever you really need to. That's the difference between these guys. So having Albon jump in the car, well, Jesus Christ, if it was Ayrton Senna or Schumacher or Fangio, I'd still not agree with what Vowles did, but I'd understand it more because, alright, well look, Jesus, if there's any driver that's going to do something, it'd be Senna or Schumacher or Fangio, okay? But we're not talking about fucking Senna, Schumacher and Fangio. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It was blood boiling, like I said, ladies and gents. Where are they going to go from here? You see, that's where I want to know. Where are they going to go from here? Jesus, man. It's not healthy for any of them in there. And you see what he's done in the long term. He's fucked himself and the team for the long term now. And what if he does need Sargent? Is Sargent going to pull over again? Yeah, right. Not a hope. Not a hope. Right, so guys, we spent 13 minutes talking about that. Good lord. Okay, so let's get into the qualifying, shall we? Now, I was looking at the qualifying, guys. Those curbs, and in fact, if you saw my onboard footage there, I did a preview lap of Australia just before the race, obviously. So we're riding on board. And the curbs were very forgiving last year. We were doing we were doing a Verstappen lap, and we were riding on board with them. But you can see the curbs were pretty forgiving. I'm wondering, actually, and I even spoke to my old engineer there last night about this, and we can't figure it out. It's hard to know because the curbs that are on the outside of the track, if you see, like, they're pretty rough, guys, I think. Either they've done the curbs and they've elevated them or something, or I don't know. Because at the moment, right now, it looks like when a car goes over them, you could easily just get your wheel trapped in one of the, the grooves, and you could just shoot your car off instantly into the wall. Whereas last year, it looked like they had a very smooth drive over those curbs, where it looks very rough now. So I'd be interested to know. Now, that doesn't mean that actually the curbs have been changed, guys. It could mean the way the curbs, they could have been on the limit, but okay, stable last year. But then for this year, depending on the tires and the setup, but then again, no, No, sure, it's it's pretty much the exact same. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm sort of thinking out loud here. I'm getting confused myself here. But it's very strange. Definitely threw in some entertainment for us though, because wow, Jesus. And we'll get through that now in a minute. Carlos Sainz, he was showing some pace in qualifying too. That was good to see, guys. Ferrari did look good over those curbs, I have to say. And it looks balanced, that car now. Now, look, it's only one race. We'll have to see now. You can't judge exactly. You can't turn around and say, oh yeah, well definitely that car is a really well balanced car. You'd have to give it a few races, and you'd have to give it a comparison, right? So they'll have to go to a medium, high speed, slow speed track. Now Albert Park, I suppose really it's medium, mid speed. Excuse me guys. So Hamilton, he's really struggling, guys and girls. Hamilton is out in Q2. That car is all over the place. I mean, the car, he can barely keep it on the fucking track. That car is very unstable. Did you see it going over the curbs? Car is getting loose. It's getting sideways. It looks like he could crash it any fucking second. Not good overall, guys. He's really getting the shit in Mercedes now. That's for fucking sure. Christ. So yeah, I think Hamilton knows he's fucked himself. He's fucked himself. He should have never have opened up his mouth at the start of the year. Not a good idea. So in qualifying 3, Stroll and Alonso, they also too nearly have big offs, the two of them. Fuck me, the two of them, two teammates. And guys, it just goes to show that car is not balanced there at all. And that's why I've been speaking about these curbs too, man, because I'm not even 100% sure about these curbs. Have they done something? Is there like a new groove that it just catches the tire at a certain angle or a certain way, and it just fucking launches the car by mistake, of course, because it wasn't like this before, guys. Those curbs are fucking lethal. But look, guys, it was a good result for Verstappen. 2.7 tenths. He gets on pole, and Jesus, that was a fantastic result. 2.7 tenths. That would be enough to make your head blow up, actually, of stress, going, oh my god, he's what ahead of us? That's enough to fucking to melt anyone's head, guys, let me tell you. The thing I did like about Ferrari here is that they actually, and give me some rope on this one, guys, they actually lost a bit of form in qualifying. I think that's actually a good thing because, guys, and wait for me here, because it looks like they're going in a different direction with their setup now. And it's almost like sometimes you gotta go back to go forward, and I think for them in this scenario, it's the exact same thing here. That car is, I mean, guys, how many poles would they get? Right? They're so quick in qualifying, but then they're fucking nowhere in the race. And to be fair, like, qualifying setup versus race setup, it's not apples and oranges. It's night and day, north, south, east, west. It's huge opposites, right? So I think that this could be a good thing. Now, of course, Verstappen's going to put it on pole. Of course he is. He's, you know, I think he has, what, 35 poles now. I think he's up to that now. So he's going to put it on pole eventually sometime during the year, for Christ's sake. Ferrari aren't going to get all of them. So I think it was good. But we'll have to give it a few races. So for the race itself, guys, well, what do we talk about here, huh? Number 1, great race by Carlos Sainz. Enormous fucking respect to that man. Well done, sir. I tip my hat to you. That was utter brilliance. You had appendicitis a few weeks ago. You were fucking stuck in bed for a couple of weeks, and you come back and you win the race. Enormous credit. And guys, I know, I haven't been a huge fan of his, but well done, sir. A fucking brilliant race win. Tip my hat. And Verstappen, can you believe that they actually had a DNF, guys? I can't believe that. That's incredible. didn't finish the fucking car. Like, Jesus. When was the last time we saw a Red Bull of Verstappen? When was the last time we saw Red Bull actually go out? Jesus, guys, that's unreal. Incredible. I'd say Adrian Newey can't believe it. Like, that car is almost bulletproof, and they've done an unbelievable job, guys, with reliability. Incredible job. But look, it's going to happen eventually. It's going to happen sometime, you know, where you have a fucking shakedown, a fucking crash, a retirement. Looks like it's the battery-powered operation. Now, I know it was around the right wheel, the back right wheel. And quite honestly, guys, do you know what? I haven't even checked up on it to see. In fact, let me see as I'm here right now. Let me see if they actually say it. There's been so much going on with this at this race weekend that I actually forgot to look up the Verstappen one. There's been that much fucking drama, like. Unbelievable. And let me see. Okay, top stories. So... Or no, guys, actually, hang on. I'm jumping around the place here. Let me go to the results. Yeah? Yeah, let me go to the results here first. And I'll give you the breakdown here. So Carlos comes in with the win. Charles Leclerc, his Ferrari teammate, comes in second. Lando in third. Oscar in the McLaren in fourth. Sergio in the Red Bull. I was surprised to see them. I thought they'd be up for a podium. Sergio in fifth. Very quiet race by him. Sixth position went to Lance Stroll. And we have seventh, Yuki Tsunoda in the RB Honda. In eighth, Fernando Boy in the Aston Martin. And then ninth, Hulkenberg. And 10th, Magnussen. The two Haas boys bring home some food to the table here. They bring home some points. So that's good to see that Haas got that anyway. It is. And because I do rate the two boys, Magnussen and Hulkenberg, together. Okay, let's talk about the George Russell incident with with Alonso. Number one, guys, if you saw the pathetic, it really was. It was pathetic, the interview afterwards. Russell just absolutely making up horse shit as he's going. I mean, he it's written all over his face that he knows that Alonso wasn't being dirty. He wasn't, guys, okay? If, and again, that's an if Alonso did brake test him. So, maybe a bit of a cheeky move, maybe. But so, Alonso wasn't being dirty. He just braked a little earlier. Again, that's if he did brake a little bit earlier and if he did brake test. Now, it's actually hard to know, guys, right? But I'm looking at it from both angles here, okay? Now, it looks like to me, George Russell just fucking lost it. That's what it looks like to me. But hard to know, guys. Hard to know. Alonso, he's not a dirty pilot. Not at all. And the way George Russell says, oh, and the way he was coming towards me. The way Russell was, let's make this clear. Russell was behind Alonso. He was behind him. You were coming to him, Russell. I tell you, some of these fucking drivers, man. The excuses are unbelievably pathetic. Unbelievably pathetic. And I mean, you can literally see it written all over his face. He's like, oh, Jesus, yeah, I don't believe what I'm actually saying here. And then, as the interview went on, he then started to jump on the bandwagon that it is all Alonso's fault. No. So anyway, guys, I honestly don't think anything happened there. I don't think Alonso did brake test him. Could I be wrong? Maybe I could be. Maybe I could. But it certainly wasn't a dirty move, right? If anything, he tricked Russell. So, yeah, I would pay zero attention to Russell with his bullshit about that, guys. Absolutely pathetic. Pathetic. It was great to see Gunther Steiner, wasn't it, guys, at the doing the interviews afterwards. It's nice to have him around again. In fairness, he's an entertaining bastard. That is for sure. He is pure entertainment. My God. And Ferrari's last 1 and 2 was actually early 2022, they're saying, guys. That's what they were saying on the car last night. Or the TV last night. Couldn't believe it. 2022, that's fucking 2 years ago. It's unreal. And I'm not a Hamilton fan, but I hope they sort out his car for him, because that thing looks like a fucking death trap right now. Like in the press conference afterwards, the commentator was getting a bit, oh, congratulations Lando and this and that, and it's all wonderful, amazing. But Lando kept it real, man. He kept it down to earth, and I like that approach from McLaren here now, because I think all of them do have their 2 feet on the ground here, ladies and gents. I think that's a very healthy approach to it. And even Lando said, well, look, because of Red Bull, we're out. So in other words, like, if Red Bull did finish, I wouldn't be here right now. That's what he was coming around to. He was being very, very nice about it too, Lando Norris. Excuse me, on the TV. So I like their approach. I could see them. There's something about McLaren. I even said this before Australia. There's something about McLaren. I have a feeling they're gonna do good things this year. Be interesting to see, guys. It'd be very interesting. We're only in 3 rounds here anyway, so you never know. You never know. And so, guys, that was it. Carlos takes the win. Leclerc second and Lando Norris in third. So the next round, ladies and gents, is, let me bring it up for you here, April 5th to April 7th. That's in 2 weeks from now, just under 2 weeks from now. Japanese Grand Prix. It is a great track, ladies and gents. It's a high-speed track, and obviously we'll do a preview before that on the Friday. So let me just bring up my dates here, guys. So on the 29th of March, sorry, not the 29th, the 5th of March, 5th of April, excuse me. The 5th of April, we'll have my preview out for Japanese Grand Prix, guys. And yeah, let's just bring up the championship results here now. I'll call out the top 10 in the driver's standings for you guys. So, Max is on 51 points. Charles Leclerc is on 47 now. So it's only 4 points the difference, guys. So that's going to be interesting now going the next few rounds. Sergio in the Red Bull on 46, right there as well. Carlos Sainz with the Ferrari in 40 points, and Oscar in 28, Lando 27, George Russell 18, Fernando 16, Lance 9, and Hamilton in 8th. So, interesting, guys. A lot of drama happened at this weekend. What a great Grand Prix to watch. I can't wait to see for the next one in 2 weeks' time. Roll on Japan, baby. Okay, guys, listen, we're going to be back this Friday and next Monday with Drive to Survive. As I was saying before, guys, every Monday and Friday we're going to talk about motor racing. And if we're not covering a Formula 1 race, we'll be covering Drive to Survive. And the next episode, which is coming out this Friday, is Season 2, Episode 1. So if you haven't seen my recent ones already, I have them on YouTube as one long video for binge watching if anybody wants to watch. Are they on Spotify also, or Apple audio files, and they're all there, Season 1. So guys, we'll be back. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front from 5th all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter Walsh.